Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by vast fields and deep forests, there lived a young girl named Alara. She was known for her beauty, but more than that, for her stubbornness and pride. Alara believed she was cleverer than everyone around her and often made fun of the villagers. Simple lives. They worked hard, growing crops and caring for animals. But Alara thought there was no need for such toils. She wanted more. Something grand. Something extraordinary. One day, as she walked near the edge of the forest, she encountered an old woman who looked frail and worn. The woman asked for help, her voice shaky with age. "Dear girl, could you help me gather some firewood? My hands are too weak." Alara looked her over, her nose wrinkling in distaste. "Why should I help you? You're just an old woman, and I have better things to do," she replied with a flick of her hair. The woman smiled gently but didn't argue. Instead, she handed Alara a small, glowing stone from her pouch. "This is a magical stone," the woman said. "It will grant you your greatest wish, but you must use it wisely." Alara, intrigued but not fully believing, took the stone. "I don't need your magic, but thank you. I'll take it, just in case." The woman's eyes twinkled, but she said no more, vanishing into the trees. Later that evening, Alara sat by her window, staring at the stone. She thought about the wishes she could make. Wealth, power, beauty, fame. But then, a thought occurred to her. What if I could become the smartest person in the world? I could outwit everyone, be admired by all. That would be my greatest wish. With a smug smile, Alara whispered her wish to the stone. The moment the words left her lips, the stone flickered and a strange warmth spread through her body. For a moment, Alara felt a rush of knowledge fill her mind. She knew everything. Facts, secrets, ideas that no one else could comprehend. She felt invincible. The next morning, Alara went to the village square. She strutted proudly, expecting everyone to bow before her newfound wisdom. But when she began to speak, no one could understand her words. She spoke in riddles, her thoughts tangled and chaotic. Her once sharp words now felt confusing and disconnected. The villagers looked at her, puzzled, and some even laughed at her. Alara tried again and again, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't communicate clearly. The stone had granted her knowledge, but it had come at a terrible price. She could no longer connect with anyone, not even with herself. Days turned into weeks, and Alara found herself more isolated than ever. She wandered through the village, but the people no longer listened to her. The villagers, who once admired her beauty, now pitied her. Alara had become a fool in her pursuit of wisdom, unable to speak plainly or share anything meaningful. One evening, feeling utterly alone, she returned to the forest and sought the old woman. "Please," Alara begged, her voice trembling. "I don't want this knowledge. I can't bear it. I wish I could go back to being like everyone else." The woman appeared once more, her eyes kind. "You've learned a hard lesson, my dear. Wisdom without understanding is as empty as a well without water." With a soft smile, the woman touched Alara's forehead, and the flood of knowledge faded. Alara was left with a clearer mind and a humbler heart. She thanked the old woman and returned to the village, where she finally understood the value of kindness, connection, and simplicity. From that day on, Alara lived among the villagers, no longer seeking to be above them, but simply one of them. She learned that true wisdom didn't come from knowing everything, but from understanding the people and world around her. And thus, the foolish girl became wise, not through knowledge, but through humility and compassion.